So today I'm going to show you how breastfeeding works using a sponge and some water and oil and a few glasses. So the sponge represents the inside of our breasts. Inside our breasts are lots of milk producing cells and ducts that hold milk. So I'm going to fill the sponge with its milk, which is the water and oil, and I've got 3 glasses here. Imagine it's 6 AM, you wake up feeling really full, your boobs are heavy with milk, and then your baby wakes up and latches on, and at first the milk flows really freely and easily in a higher volume. Baby hardly has to do much. They're basically just hanging out at the free bar, getting lots of milk quickly. And at this stage the fat content of the milk is usually lower. It's sort of thirst quenching, sugar rich morning milk, helping the baby to wake up and hydrate them. And then as the feed goes on, the flow naturally starts to slow down. Baby might pause for a little rest, they might have a poo or a fart, come off the boob, they might even have a little sleep, and then latch back on again. And this time they start using their jaw and tongue more actively to massage the breast. And now we're starting to get lower volume of milk but a higher fat content. And years ago, parents were often told to time feeds or take baby off the breast after a certain number of minutes. But for some babies that might mean they only ever get that first milk. For one baby it may take 2 minutes to get through. For another it might take closer to 10. Every baby and every breast is different. Of course, sometimes baby is completely satisfied after this amount of milk, but other times we all want a nice 3-course meal with a creamy dessert at the end, and that's when baby has to work a bit harder to get them richer, creamier bits of milk out. The breasts keep producing and baby keeps stimulating the breast to access it. They'll always be producing. Now you can actually see the difference in the glasses here. So the fat content increases as we go along. And it makes sense really, because fat is sticky. Just like the oil got stuck on the inside of the sponge and didn't come out straight away, fat molecules in breast milk stick to the walls of the milk ducts too. And it takes that massage of the baby's jaw and tongue to help release them. So a general rule of thumb is the fuller the breast is, the lower the fat content of the milk tends to be. And the emptier the breast becomes, the richer and fattier the milk becomes. That's why feeding regularly is actually really helpful, even though it can feel extremely exhausting sometimes. And this demonstration could be representative of a single feed, but it could also represent a whole day of feeding. In the morning we often feel fuller and heavier, then as the day goes on the gaps between feeds get shorter and shorter, and suddenly by 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, the witching hour, baby turns into a little Velcro baby wanting boob, 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 boob. Lots of short feeds, lots of comfort, lots of stimulation, lots of those richer, fattier little milk portions. This is often what we call cluster feeding in the early days, and it's completely normal. It's baby's way of helping build and protect your milk supply by giving the breast lots of stimulation, signalling to your body to keep making milk. So if your baby wants to feed little and often, especially in the evenings, doesn't usually mean you don't have enough milk. More often than not, it means your baby is doing exactly what they're designed to do. As babies get a bit older, it can still be really common for them to feed regularly in the evenings, almost like they're topping themselves up before bedtime. And one of the theories behind this is that those smaller frequent feeds later in the day contain richer, fattier milk, which takes longer to digest and may help babies feel fuller for longer overnight. So although evening feeding can sometimes feel never ending, it's often serving a really important purpose both for your milk supply and for your baby.